Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace Wakasa. Leo tunataka kufanya makeup kwa huyu mrembo. Sijui kama anaonekana but I hope so. Nataka kumfanyia makeup ya light skin. Natakuwa na take step by step and then mtanirate. Sawa sawa. Enjoy. So the first step, we're going to start with wiping off excess oil from her face, and I am using baby wipes. They are always very safe. You can trust them. If it is good for the baby, it is also good for us adults. So the first step, I'm just wiping it off and wiping every area that I will be applying makeup, not forgetting the ears. As you can see, we are wiping it off, and yeah. After wiping off, I also wipe my hands to ensure just that they are clean to proceed with the service. And then the next step, we're going to do the eyebrows. The brows, I am using Vaseline, just little amount, small amount to apply on the brows before I trim it a little bit. So I am doing that so that to prevent cuts, in case of any cuts, no, to prevent cuts. In case of any cuts, I'll be wiping it off after trimming. I'll wipe it off with wipes again, and if you have a surgical spirit, you can also use it. So I'm using a razor blade to trim it. That's why it was of essence for me to apply Vaseline before trimming. So let's trim the eyebrows first, and I'm using a spoolie to just comb the brows so that I don't overdo, I don't shave it off kabisa, and I also don't uh, shave it without shape, because we want perfection. We just have to do that. Both sides you just trim kidogo towards the end, and also in the inner brows you also ensure that you trim them to a same level. Okay, and then you can always check it out with the spoolie to ensure that it is not overdone. And then after the brows, I'm going to use moisturizer. I'm using the Skin Touch moisturizer on the face, and yeah, it is always important to use the moisturizer. Moisturizer is of importance to set the base for the makeup, and that is what I am doing here. After applying the moisturizer, I'm going to draw it up using this fan. Yeah, if you don't have the fan, you can just pepeta or just leave it to dry, but it is important for all the makeup products to dry first before applying the next one. Now this, I'm using a primer, Fit Me primer. Focus on the areas where you'll be applying the, how is it called, the concealer. Yep, that is what I am doing here. I am applying the concealer and ensuring that it is well applied all over the face. And then if you it is also of essence for the concealer to kuingia kwa skin vizuri. English imepotea. And so while that is happening, you can use a fan, but if you have not done the brows yet, I am leaving it to set in. Yes, that was the word I was looking for. As the primer is setting in properly, I proceed with the brows to give it enough time to do that. So we're going to do the brows. There are formulas, different ones for doing the brows, but for me, I just follow the arc. I just follow the eyebrows the way I have shaped them, so that to give me an easier work. And it's also important to note that the brows, the pencil should be sharp enough as you continue with the brows. So after putting up the shape that I want for the brows, I proceed to filling it in. You just fill in a little bit. You don't press the pencil inside. You do that kidogo, and then you come with a spoolie to just ensure that it is not thick, very, very thick. That will look thick after you're done. So after doing that, you comb it with a spoolie to just ensure that you have done the right thing. And then on the front side, near the forehead, you don't use a lot of the product. You just use a little bit, and yeah, use a little bit so that it looks a little natural. You can already tell from whatever is happening here, it is looking a little, it's looking natural. But here there is a mistake that I made. Uh-huh. There's one side that is darker than the other. That is a mistake that I ought not to have done, but we are going to rectify it in front here. And then after the eyebrows, I'm going to use the concealer. For the eyebrows, the concealer you use on the lower part of the eyebrows, and then the area to on the forehead, you use the foundation, the same skin tone. The concealer you use a shade lighter, a shade or two shades lighter, to highlight the eyebrows on the lower part. That is what I'm doing for this baby girl, starting with one side and then we'll proceed to the next. Okay, are we still together to this point? If you are, kindly consider subscribing if you haven't, and you can also make a comment if you feel like you know a way or a procedure of doing this that could be simpler or easier, so that I try it next time. The brush that I am using is for the eyebrows. One side is for the brows, the other one is the spoolie, both used on the eyebrows. So you can already see how they're coming out. After doing that, again, you also come to this other side and you apply the concealer on the lower side of the eyebrows. You want to be very careful so that you don't overdo it, so that you don't rush and conceal some parts that you did not draw, or to conceal it excess so that you have to draw again. And then after doing that, the remaining products, you just rub them towards the eyes to ensure that the sorry, the eyebrows are looking sleek and very clean. After doing that, I'm just going to proceed to brush the remaining products downwards towards the eyes to clean the eyebrows. Actually, the work of the concealer is to clean. After doing that, I think here I was looking for the foundation her shade, and I was using how is it called? I have forgotten the name. Oh my god. I'll remember and then I'll tell you the name of that foundation. The foundation her shade is the one that is used on the upper brows. Upper part of the brow you use the foundation, the lower you use the concealer, because on the upper side you'll need to apply the foundation, and you don't want to apply the concealer up and then you also use the foundation later. So just to be safe, you conceal the eyebrows. Okay, you clean the eyebrows using the foundation, a shade on the top, and then concealer, a shade or two lighter downwards. Please consider subscribing if you haven't. Sorry to interrupt your watching and your viewing, but I'm requesting you to tap the screen to hit that subscribe button as I proceed. So after that is done, you also do the same thing that I did. And also after applying the concealer, because you're going to use the same brush, ensure that you wipe all the concealer off before applying the foundation. Are we together, class? I hope we are. Yeah, you wipe it off and then you proceed the foundation. And then after following that line so keenly to ensure that you just conceal the part that you drew, you the excess products, you just rub them off towards the forehead, because we have not yet applied our foundation and we don't want to make mistakes. Makeup is artistry. That's why makeup artists are artists. And an artist, you're bound to make mistakes. So when you make a mistake on the brows, conceal, rub, draw again, rub, draw again until you achieve what you want. There is no offense in doing that. That is why it is called artistry. And artists, you are bound to make mistakes. So make the mistakes and rectify them as many times as you can until you achieve the perfect thing that you are looking for. There is no a mistake, there is no any error, there is no offense in rubbing and rectifying. Then you can see what I'm doing on the front part of the eyebrows. That's the part that I did not draw. So you use the excess product. I used foundation, the excess foundation, to just draw to fill in the eyebrows so that it doesn't look overdone, it doesn't look thick from the start of the eyebrows to the end. Artists make mistakes, and if we do, we proceed, we conceal, we fill it in until we achieve what we are looking for. Woohoo! Hakuna makosa, hakuna shida. So the next step, after we are done with the eyebrows, I'm just going to put the foundation. I am using the back side of my hand to put the product that I am using. So after that, I am using this beauty blender to apply the foundation. You can see it is her exact shade that you can't tell whether we have already applied foundation or not. That is what makeup is supposed to do. It shouldn't interfere with the look. It should not at all. It should just enhance. Makeup products and makeup in general is a beauty enhancers, and so it should not alter your look, but it should boost and enhance how you look to make you look more prettier. So this I'm using this beauty blender to apply the foundation, and I'm also not forgetting the ears because you also applied the products from the start, the foundation, the primer. So you don't forget the ears because you don't want to go walk around looking off, but you will not if you do it the right way. Sawa sawa. For the foundation, that is how my model looks like. There is no offense. Try, rub as much as you can. If you're almost finishing and then you realize that you did a mistake, go back and rectify that mistake. Just make sure that haujaenda mbali sana. Just make sure that you haven't gone so far with the makeup, because there is some point that if you do this, you apply the foundation and everything, powder all, and then you come back to the brows, you might mess it up. So as soon as you realize that mistake, go back and rectify it. Okay, that is what I was doing here, and it is not an offense. It is not an offense. I am not perfect yet. This is my first time doing this. Okay, pardon me, and let's learn and grow together. Okay, yay, yay. So yeah, after the foundation, I'm going to use a concealer. You can see how back of my hand is full of products, different shades. But that's makeup for us. You can use that concealer, you can apply it directly, or you can put it at the back of your hand because you want to achieve perfection, and then you now use a different beauty blender or sponge to apply the concealer under eye. On the under eye, what I am doing, just that, and then on the forehead in that line, and then on the line of the nose, and then on top of the lips and on the chin. And seems like my concealer I put just a little bit, so I'm going to add some more, and then I add a little bit on the forehead. After the forehead, yeah, on the under eye, and then on the smile lines. You can smile a little bit to see the lines. Can smile a little bit to see the lines, and if you can just see them without smiling, you just proceed. And then after doing that, we now tap the product in. We set it in very nicely, very demurely. As you can see, we're very demure, very mindful, not to look like we want. Yep. Tap the skin, tap the skin, tap gently until it is all set in and there are no traces of the concealer. Can you see? Can you tell that you're just from applying a concealer on this baby girl's face? You should not tell. And then we dry it up using this fan because you want to put in the setting powder. No, this other powder, not the setting one. I don't have the setting one. I have this other one, compact powder, and that is what I'm going to use. The powder also is supposed to be her shade, the shade that you are using. You focus on the areas where you applied the concealer. This is a very simple makeup look. You focus on the areas that we applied the concealer to set the concealer in using this compact powder. Compact, it does just what the name suggests. Compact, it puts the products in place and compact. And then on the other areas, just use a little bit kabisa, little of the compact powder to just ensure that the other parts of the face are also well taken care of. But you just use a little product and you set it in using the brush. I hope you noted that on the areas where I applied the concealer, I used the sponge to set in the compact powder, and then the other areas I am using a brush. Okay, yay, yay, yay. We're almost done. I'm just doing this. I think this is the second last step, and then we do the mascara. Mascara, there is just a look that mascara brings to the look, to the makeup. If you don't have lashes and you just want your eyes to look bomb and to look very beautiful, use the mascara, and then you proceed. Here I'm applying mascara to her face. Whatever works for you. If she looks, if it is easier for you to apply while looking down, you do that. If it is easier when she's looking up, you do that. And then here you are also allowed to use your hands when the mascara is overdone. You also have to dry it up before using the spray. Here I'm going to do her lips. She didn't want lipstick, she just wanted a liner and gloss. So that is what I'm going to do. I realized that after applying that oil, it was not very easy for me to do to do what to line, to draw using this liner. So it is easier. It is easier done when it is not very oily, and then you apply the pencil and then the gloss later. And then because you don't want to look kenyeji, the line should not be very thin. Make it a little bit thick for it to bring the look that we want. Okay, I think we are done. Let's wait for the final result. Woohoo! Oh, my hair. And then after this, you also wipe it off the excess product using that sponge and a little bit of powder, and then we are done. We are done. We are done. We are done. And then we're using this spray. We're using the spray to set in now the entire products. After the spray, it looked a little bit dewy, but after drying up using this fan, you can see that the face is now it's now baked, and that is it, guys. How did I do? Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.